Good morrow, everybody. My name is Robin, also known as Sunny Setup Gal, and ye are my Sunny Setup pal. Good morning, good morrow, and good day. I am wearing a shirt, sorry. I wanna tell you that I love you. This video is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. Everything discussed here is based on publicly available information. Any assumptions or speculation are simply personal opinion and should not be taken as confirmed fact. This content is transformative and intended to qualify as fair use through commentary, criticism, and discussion. If you want the full picture, do your own deep dive and form your own opinions. We is just chatting. If you had a loved one, a mother, daughter, sister, friend who happened to be in a hard spot and was living in a household for content house, whatever the young kids like to live in nowadays to create TikToks and reels and all that jazz for financial reasons, and created content for the schmexual desires of men, and their content involved them like reducing to a skeletal size to the point where that if they got pneumonia, they died from it. Would you not want to see some kind of change? Would that enrage you? Would that make you a little concerned for society? Let me tell you what, this happened to an actual real life person. But they were not reducing themselves to skeletal remains. They were enlarging their bodies to the point of no return, basically. And unfortunately, that person's name is Shay. Shay, aka Butter Baby. She was a member of a content house called Paradise, which is actually a very controversial content home. So the owner of the home, who runs like the social media for the house, because each of the gals that live there all have their own like OF and other schmexy accounts, has been involved in multiple weird situations and has multiple allegations against him that he kind of fights tooth and nail to like disprove, but it's just really, really strange. But anyway, back to Shay. The purpose of my video today is to just kind of shed light on this situation. This is a situation, this is hitting, this situation is not uncommon, right? There are multiple people who are participating in double BW content creation and making themselves unhealthy for money. And I think it's extremely sad. And it's also very fascinating, but not in a nice way. Very fascinating at like almost like watching, like, how you can't really look away when you see something a little bit grotesque, a little bit like it's kind of spooky almost. Like that. So we're going to talk about Shay. We're going to talk about the Paradise content house. We're going to talk about a little bit about Stefan or Stefan. And I will link below some good videos. Obviously last year, I think when Stefan, or maybe even the year before that, or maybe even a few years before that, I think a lot of the weird stuff with this house have been going on for a while. And multiple content creators on YouTube have covered this. So I'm going to share links to the videos that I remember watching below. But also Obese to Beast covered this week, or maybe last week. But anyway, so we're just going to chat, right? Just like how usual, I'm not like a super investigatory journalist or anything like that.
Just so long as you can make a name for yourself as an investigatory journalist.
But I just needed somebody to talk to about this. It's sad. It's enraging. I'm saddened and I'm pissed about it because this is somebody who believed they were doing, and they were fluffed up to believe that they were doing good for the environment, good for society, by helping obese women believe in themselves and love their bodies and yada yada yada, which, okay, fine, love yourself, love your body, but you put yourself in a body that's over 400 pounds, you are putting yourself in harm's way, basically. So yeah, so that's why we're bringing this up. That's why I'm bringing this up. It's important to me. It needs more coverage, I guess. I think a lot of people want to brush over this because it is a hard topic. It's kind of icky, and it's sad. Somebody did pass away. So, that said, for the sake of YouTube, I'm going to do my best to censor myself in the appropriate manner. So, you may need to decipher. I'm going to use a lot of rhyming words, like I usually do. But so that I can talk a little bit more freely, I may need to just censor the words in general, with like a cough or a chicken sound. But just stick with me, put a little bit of a creativity in your mind and understand, this is absolutely necessary, unfortunately. If I want to post a video that I feel needs to go on YouTube, because YouTube is a bitch. If you haven't already, please consider giving me a subscribe. Go ahead and like the video because I know you're gonna like the video, but let's get started. So Shay, I believe Shay, Butterbaby, aka Butterbaby, is a mom. So I'm gonna blur out some videos with her kids, but I believe she's a mom. But she doesn't have the kids because she lives in this house called Paradise with Stefan and like 4 other fat girls. We're going to go through a few videos and just chit and chat about them. Oh, I should plug my phone in or my headphones in. All right, so while I was looking back at Shay's Instagram or her TikTok, I found I saw a couple of videos with children. They could have been her kids, or they could have been like a niece or nephew, or maybe like an old roommate's um kids that she's friends with. I'm not 100% sure. I'm getting the vibe that they are her kids. And you can't bring kids to Stefan's house, I don't think. I've found a lot of people who have made it to Stefan's content house, Paradise. They have found him on his Discord, and he invites them to come move in there and make content for him and the house and maybe for themselves. So to me, it's giving me very much cat house, if you guys know what a cat house is. And he is I'm going to say wimp, but it's a word that rhymes with wimp. And that's it. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about that, about Stefan for now, until we get to his part of the video. But for now, let's look at Shay. Okay. So here's Shay again. As we saw, she is not this small. I'm sorry, Shay. R.I.P. Shay. Okay, everybody, if you pray, do a little prayer for Shay, because this is actually super sad. We'll look at her TikTok and see, but apparently let's read what. So this is that guy Stefan who's posted about her passing, but if you're looking at the screen, it looks like a funeral invitation, but it's not. It's just like an AI automated tribute. All right, so it says, rest in peace, Shay, Butterbaby. Shay was one precious soul that I'm so glad I had the honor of knowing and being able to call her family. Shay would give the shirt off her back for you. Please bear with us in this sad day and honor the beautiful girl we once got a chance of loving. Your light will forever shine in our hearts. So this is posted by Stefan, the guy, the house owner, the home guy, the daddy of the house. SSBBW fan 73. It is with the greatest sadness that 24 hours ago, so about 6 days ago from the 13th, we lost our beloved Shay. I was not prepared to get that phone call from the hospital when I had just driven her there in the afternoon. Shay has been a big shining light in all our lives for the last year and a half. She influenced so many to be confident, love their bodies, accept others however they are, support others in their endeavors and challenges. Shay was one of the most loyal humans anyone could be proud to call their friend. I am still at a loss of words. Dear God, why her? Why already? Gone away too soon? Fly high, rest in eternal peace. You'll always be our butter baby queen. It is speculated that Shay has died from the flu, but when you're big and you get sick, you get sick.
And she's big, so when she gets sick, she gets sick.
Living in a larger body makes it harder for you to recover. So one of my biggest problems with the BBW fetish is that it almost feels a little bit like these guys aren't just interested in watching a woman get gigantic. They're also interested in the morbidity of the morbid part of it, which is the fact that this woman, they're like showing and feeding this woman till she basically no longer exists on this planet. And I think that's really gross. It feels like it's one of those weird ones, those weird fetishes that I dislike because it's harming people. So another one that I brought up the other day was that video I made about Sonali and Bill Cosby, where Sonali said that maybe we need to allow women to be paid to go to sleep for men to get their fetish out, which is allowing somebody to harm a woman and use a woman as like an object. And I don't agree with that. It's harmful. So I think that if your fetish involves harming women, even if it's slow, if your fetish involves using a funnel to feed a woman like ground up chocolate chip cookies and cake and all that jazz just to see how fat she can get, like she's a fucking goose and you're trying to get some foie gras, that is a harmful fetish, and I'm just like not into that. I think I'm not into it, but I also think it's like bring back fetish shaming, bring back kink shaming. Like that type of, like, I'm okay with kink. I'm okay, whatever you want to do behind closed doors. You know, don't have a public like lifestyle YouTube or TikTok channel surrounding your fetish house because part of your fetish is also making other people uncomfortable or like being public about it. This is a fetish that is clearly making people disappear from the planet. Like they're no longer, Shay's not here anymore, you guys. And Shay's not here anymore because people were paying her to feed herself, okay? And we'll get into it. You'll see, because I've got links. Mommy's got links, okay? All right, so here is Shay's page from the Paradise website. So BBW Shay with 3 Ys. Pretty girl, just fat, you know what I mean? Fat, beautiful, and worth every click. Okay, they do have a GoFundMe for her. Open link in new tab. So a flight for love. She raised 1.6, or she needed to raise $1.6 thousand, and she raised 1,000. Now let's take a look and see what this flight for love was about. Okay, Shay Vitale. Hi, most of you already know who I am. It's me, Shay, if you already know who I... Oh, God. Okay, hi. Hi, most of you already know who I am. It's me, Shay. If you already know who I am... I'm sorry because she's passed on, but maybe she would be laughing too because she seemed like a funny gal. But it very much feels like the Democratic vote for me is right thing to do.
The Democratic vote for me is right thing to do, Philadelphia. So do.
Okay, whatever. If you already know who I am, then you likely know who Jack Kelly is. But for those of you who don't know, allow me to paint you a picture. Love has a funny way of finding us when we least expect. Okay, when was this? 30 days ago. People are commenting. So recent. Okay, love is a funny way of finding us. I mean, good for her. He seems very handsome. Okay, this is crazy. Flights from Isle of Man. Wow. You know, I believe there's somebody out there for everybody. I really, really do. But let's read what else. Okay, love is a funny way of finding us when we least expect it. Jack Kelly and I live thousands of miles apart. He's in the Isle of Man and me in Las Vegas, but somehow we found each other and built something truly special. Even with the distance, we talk every day, support each other through everything, and have fallen in love. The hardest part of long distance relationships is not being able to simply hug the person you love. Plane tickets between us are incredibly expensive, and the distance makes seeing each other difficult. This blah 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 fundraiser. Okay, so it's a fundraiser. That's sad. I wonder how he's doing now that she's passed on. Does he know? The crazy thing is, she had a boyfriend, and let's go back to that guy, SSBBW fan, said nothing about that. Somebody in the comment section did say her boyfriend must be so heartbroken. Let's take a look here. Her boyfriend must be so heartbroken right now. Someone who knows him, please give him a hug for all of us for his loss. I know so many have been invested to see them reunite again. I can't believe how it must feel for him being away and unable to come at the moment. My heart goes out to all of those that loved her and feeling that weight of her loss. Weight loss? She was a great spirit and a bright light. Okay. Poor girl, dude. I can't believe it. It is super fucking sad. You know what was even more sad? I was looking at her content on Instagram and, no, not on Instagram. I was looking at her because, first of all, she wasn't tagged in this post, right? She was not tagged. She was not tagged. It just, and that's another thing that I have a problem with this Stefan guy, is that a lot of the stuff that they post is all about Stefan. Like, sometimes he'll post lives. I looked at the last 10 lives on the Paradise YouTube page, all Stefan. All Stefan, none of the girls. You can see the girls in the reflection of like the mirror or like the windows and stuff like that, but none of the girls. Like, I'm so confused. I'm not a therapist or a mental health provider or anything like that, but I'm getting a ton of like narcissism. And I mean, like, think about this. This is somebody who's surrounded himself with women who need him financially and also who are feeding his fetish, like feeding his kink. And ew. Back to Shay though, because this is Shay's episode. I was looking at her stuff. She seems actually pretty funny. Out of all of the gals in the house, I get a lot of giggles out of her. She seems just like, she reminds me of my old best friend when I lived in Tucson. She's, first of all, she seems like she's from the desert or something like that. I'm just getting Arizona vibes, maybe Vegas, maybe California, right? She seems chill is the vibe I'm getting at. She seems chill. She seems funny. She's very playful. Like, sure, she's making this fetish content, but I have sympathy for her because I believe she's a mom. But also I have sympathy for her too because life is tough and it's hard, especially when you're by yourself, you don't have a partner or like your own group of friends. It's hard to make adult friends. To like to just like live in a house or an apartment by yourself. It is expensive. Housing is so expensive right now. So, yeah, I have sympathy for that. I can understand her decisions to do some of the things that she did, okay? Unfortunately, some of the things that she did and the content that she's creating is unhealthy for her, and she happened to pass away. Some people may argue it's not from obesity that she passed away, but the higher body fat you have in your body, the more susceptible you are to getting sick, and the longer you stay sick, and the harder sickness hits you. So, as we may remember, about 5-6 years ago, we were all told that this particular viral infection was going around and that if you were living in an obese body, I'll plug in a photo here, that the panorama was going to hit you much harder. So I remember being fucking terrified when I got it, but I didn't, I didn't die. Okay, back to Shay's page on the Paradise website. Let's do her about me. Let's learn about her. Not found. Okay. She does have an Instagram. Let's go ahead and give her a follow. Okay. I'm going to have to blur some of this out. So she's got 9,000 followers. BBW Shay, YXX. Shay Love, digital creator. Leo sun. See, maybe that's why I liked her. Because I'm an Aries. And Aries and Leos are besties. Okay. Regardless, let's look at Shay. Clearly all feeder stuff. Clearly though, let's look at this. Look at Shay here. Let's look at Shay here. Look at that body. She's saying that she's a little fat bumblebee. I'm not saying that. She's saying that. Look at Shay's body here, you guys, and then look at the farewell post. Are we seeing a difference here? Are we seeing a difference? I mean, if you look at the picture, it's a great rendering. But she's clearly smaller in this picture. But also, she's in heaven here. It's sad. It's sad. But yeah, clearly this is all content. I want to see how long she's been doing stuff like this. Oh my god, dude. This is so fucking sad. Honestly, this might be a hot take, but let me know if you guys agree. Because we've seen a lot of gals in the double BW community pass on Because a lot of the creators from TikTok who have been obese have created BBW fetish content for OnlyFans, and it's starting to get to the point where I associate it with. Do you guys know what stuff films are? I'm gonna have to stuff films. I feel like yes, I know that's not the right word, but stuff films. If you know what I'm talking about, it reminds me of a particular type of a particular type of terrible illegal content to create where it's called stuff, and it's where some people actually get really hurt, and that's all I'm gonna have to say, right? So if please don't even look it up. I don't even know how to. I wouldn't look it up. Just understand that this is material that is created and it's gruesome. So there. That's what I'm sort of associating BBW fetish content with now, because people have died from making their bodies so big. So, and yeah, it's grotesque, and I'm not even trying to be mean. I understand that you should never talk down about people who have died. I'm not going to talk down about her. I'm actually saddened by this. She seemed like a little ray of sunshine, a big ray of sunshine. She was just misled, and that's terrible and sad. But how long has she been in the Paradise House? Let's see here. So this is from not even a year ago. Okay. Huh. So here is another picture from 30 weeks ago, and then this is from 11 weeks ago, and I feel like there is a difference even though they're so close together. You can see her stomach right here is is like poking out more, like sticking out more, and then right here it's kind of flattened. I don't know. Maybe I'm judging here. There's another one in the similar situation. Okay, so I mean, does it look like she's gained a little bit of weight? In This is probably 20 weeks away from each other. 15 or it's 29 versus 11 weeks ago. So 18 weeks apart. I can imagine if you were working overtime as a BBW model and a feedie, you like to be fed. Sad. All right, let's go back to her page. Curvage. Oh, so curvage. I saw this morning. So curvage is like a BBW like fan page. It's almost like OnlyFans, like you can pay for photos, but it's specifically for fat people and people who like to get fed. BBW Shay, curvage model, proficient. She's got a 12 out of 17 with a 556 reputation. People have been following her. I'm sure they know that she's passed on. She's got a surge of people who have been following her. And she sells videos and pictures. This one's $12.99. This one's $11.99. Let's check out her about me. I cuss and cuddle. I love. Just ask. I might answer. Just a fat girl living my best life. Okay, Shay. Images, no images, and then we've got clips. And here's the problem. I love stuffing myself for you. Watch me chug and burp for you. Me and my massive belly. A stuffing and fat chat. Pizza, wings, and pasta. Massive belly play. Stuffing myself to the brim. So it's not just appreciating BBW. It is a feeder situation. It is a situation where I'm sure Stefan or herself alone are feeding her to the point of being uncomfortably stuffed and possibly hurting herself. I think it's a very dangerous hobby to have, a very dangerous fetish to have. And I believe that she's fed herself into a state of, I believe that she fed herself into a body that was unable to fight infections. So let's check out her TikTok. Okay, we're not gonna check out her OnlyFans just because like we know what's there, right? Okay. So this is her TikTok page. Oops. So this is her TikTok page. I don't have a TikTok because, what do I always say? I am a patriot. I don't like TikTok. I don't. I already am so sucked into my Instagram and I'm already sucked into Instagram and YouTube so much that I feel like another app, I'm basically just going to be brain dead by the end of the year. But I actually deleted my Instagram account. Well, not my account. I deleted my Instagram app so that I would be forced to socialize with people like on a desktop instead of being on my phone all the time, because I was just on my phone all the time and I'm on my phone too much and I have too much things already distracting me. So, and I have shit to do, and Instagram is, it's, these social media apps are just there to, they're just there to distract you and not, and make sure that you don't get stuff done. And they want you stressed out so that, I don't know, so that you go eat, get food. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like everything is just trying to make me fat. So Instagram app had to go. Okay, so here is Shay's last post. This is from May 1st. Hey all, I wanted to go live every day this week, but I've been sick with influenza B. I haven't been able to do anything at all. I'm still trying to get better. I wanted to thank everyone who's donated to the GoFundMe so far. You are very appreciated. If you haven't yet, here's the link. We are so close. Okay, let's take a look. I wonder if this is the GoFundMe for her. Yeah, it is. So this is the GoFundMe for her boyfriend's flight. She's been sick with influenza B. Let's look up a quick influenza B. So I wonder, is influenza B the same as just the flu? Okay, so influenza B is just the flu, a seasonal flu. If I'm wrong, let me know if I'm wrong. But I feel like influenza B, according to the Centers for... oh, God damn it. I had to zoom it in. So from Healthline, influenza, commonly known as the flu, is a respiratory infection caused by flu viruses. There are 4 main types of influenza. Types A through C affect humans, while D affects mainly cattle. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, types A and B are responsible for the majority of seasonal illnesses, such as in winter. Although they are both similar, influenza B can only pass from human to human. They can also be equally severe. Influenza B accounts for just over 23% of influenza illnesses around the world. It is highly contagious and therefore more serious cases may lead to life-threatening complications. Common influenza B symptoms. So again, this is what Miss Shay says that she had. Early detection of influenza infection can prevent the virus from worsening and help you find the best course of treatment. The most common symptoms of type B influenza include fever, coughing, and headaches. So I'm thinking type B is the more common flu that you get like seasonally. It's strange that she passed on from it, but is it strange? We know that when you're in a larger body, that illnesses hit you harder. Now, what's even weirder, what I think is even weirder, the minute I read this, I was like,
I'm sick with influenza B.
does anybody talk like that? Do you guys know of anybody who would talk like that? Normally, especially a chill girl like her, she seems like a super chill girl. I'm not saying that she's like super educated or not. I'm not. And I wouldn't say or tell people that I got sick with influenza B. I would say I got the flu. Right? Now, I'm not saying anything about Stefan or Germans. I just feel like Mach is watching this like, what the fuck? I feel like a lot of foreign people, and I'm not making any assumptions, I'm just saying, I'm just talking, we're just spitballing. But I would think that somebody that was possibly running her account may have put influenza B. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's not the way Americans talk. I'm just being 100% honest with you. If you could agree with me in the comment section, do you think Americans talk like that? When you talk to your boss, you're calling out for work. Hey boss, sorry. I'm not going to be able to come into work. I got influenza B. No, you'd be like, I got the flu. I can't come in. Right? I just think it's a little strange. But I could be reading too deep into it. All right. So, other common symptoms, respiratory symptoms such as coughing, congestion, sore throat, runny nose. So my thing is, if I had a friend that was over 400, 500 pounds, and she got the flu, I would immediately try to take her and make her get take her to urgent care or something like that, because yeah, it's common for people to get hit super hard the larger they are. They're big.
So when she gets sick, she gets sick.
Body symptoms: fatigue, chills, body aches, muscle aches, abdominal pain, gastrointestinal symptoms, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, loss of appetite. Dude, I haven't had the flu in like years. In years. I did get the Rona, but that, you know, who didn't? Okay? Who did not? Who hasn't yet? Let me know in the comments if you haven't gotten it yet. Children under 5 years old, especially those younger than 2, adults ages 65, people who are pregnant. Okay, here's some risk factors. Several risk factors may increase the likelihood of developing complications, which is what our gal had, that would require medical treatment. High-risk groups include children under 5, especially under 2, adults ages 65 years and older, people who are pregnant or up to 2 weeks postpartum, Native Americans, American Indians, and Alaskan Natives, people with weakened immune systems or obesity. No, obesity should have been like at the top. People with weakened immune systems, and then another bullet, people who are obese, okay? What were we doing there? People with chronic conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, and asthma. Okay. Research also found that children with influenza B have a high risk of developing severe complications or requiring hospitalization than those with influenza A. If you experience, so treating type B influenza. In most cases, influenza will go away on its own without medical treatment. So I wonder if that's what kind of bit our gal Shay in the butt, was just waiting it out. I know that I'm one of those gals who will wait it out. I mean, I practically walked around with precancerous lesions for like a year, and then I also almost died one time because I was bleeding for like 100 days, and then I had to get like blood transfusion. So she is a Leo. Fire signs, man. R.I.P. baby girl, R.I.P. So yes, this was her last post, and before that post, here is another post of hers. We're going to be able to see her personality kind of shine a little bit. So this is Paradise SNL All Night Long Body Positivity. This is pop-up SNL. So she does put a lot of body positivity, fat acceptance, etc. in her posts. A lot of people are saying RIP in the comment sections. Miss you. A lot of men are saying you're so hot. Yuck. Let's watch.
I'm doing a pop-up SNL right now. Oh my god.
What is a pop-up SNL? Let's look that up. I have no idea what that is. Inside NBC's new immersive pop-up, the SNL. Oh, it's like a little... It's like a pop-up museum almost. That's cool, where they have like actual like props and stuff and the posters and all that jazz. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's cool. I would love that. Holy shit. Me want.
My hair just went crazy. We're doing a pop-up SNL right now. It's not going to be very long. It's not going to be 24 hours, I don't think. But you should come and join us. I'm doing a pop-up
Okay, so now I feel like I'm wrong. What is the pop-up SNL? I don't know. If you guys know what a pop-up SNL is, let me know. I'm still getting the vibes that it's something that has to do with Saturday Night Live.
SNL right now. Oh my god, my hair just went crazy. We're doing a pop-up SNL right now. It's not going to be very long. It's not going to be 24 hours, I don't think. But you should come and join us.
A pop-up SNL? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, and I'm pissed. Okay, here is a video that I think kind of shows off Shay's playful behavior. This is from her TikTok, and it's from 2024. So she's lived in the house for at least 2 years, as far as I'm concerned. We can find out after, but let's take a look.
My Lanta. I was literally just gonna say, like, where did they go?
It kind of feels super weird to hear it with that like kind of whale song music in the background because I think it's a strange way to leave the planet. Don't you guys think that there's a little bit of weirdness behind it? I don't know. I don't want to put any thoughts into anybody's minds. You know, clearly people die when they're obese, yada yada yada. It's nothing new, but I also, I am scared for her. I do feel bad for her. But that man right here, this is that man, Stefan, and we will talk about him. Here is, I'm gonna blur it out, but here is pictures or videos of her kids. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna blur it out, but this is what I was talking about. She had clips where she was trying to she had clips and videos of her kids on TikTok. And I don't know if they're her kids or kids that she knows, but she showed the little girl a couple of times. Not in any weird way. Like in a personable way though. Like she knows and loves this girl. And unfortunately, depending on their relationship, now that girl is without her. I think it's so sad. I think it is so sad, y'all. I really do. All right, so here is Shay again. There's some music. I'm going to mute that out, but this is a video of Shay showing how much fun she can be. Look how low her stomach is. How come it's always lopsided, you guys? Have you ever noticed that when you see people who are super morbidly obese or so? I mean, nature is not always symmetrical, but it's always one side. This is extremely sad to watch. It's very, very sad to watch. This was from March. So you can imagine how big she's gotten. I feel so terrible for her. So here are some of the gals that live in the house. Again, the house is the Paradise House, owned by that weird Stefan guy. I wanted to show more of Shay's personality so that we can put a personality to this poor gal who's passed on rather than just looking at a person who was morbidly obese and died because of it. She's a human being, right? Right.
Who's the meanest? Most likely to get into a fight. Most emotional. Most likely to do weird things in public. Most likely to get pregnant after a one-night stand. Who catches feelings quickest? Most likely to break someone's heart. Who's the funniest? Who's the alcoholic? Most likely to get cheated on? Most likely to catch an STD? Most likely to become a porn star?
Oh, they all said no? They're like, we're all stars. All right, I forgot to unmute, but Shay is claiming that these are things that people would put up their butts. But she clearly asked them other stuff. So he's saying stuff like his iPad or his computer stuff. Then she asks another gal, and she says something else. What did she say? Oh, what did she say? Oh, she says Dr. Pepper, and I was LOLing. Dr. Pepper! I can't. Oh, God. Okay, see, that's funny, right? That she got them. She definitely got them. All right, so here is Happy Holidays from the Paradise House. This is their Halloween party. Looks like Stefan is dressed as Hugh Hefner. And she's a Playboy bunny. So is she the favorite? I wonder if she was the favorite. And we're going to get into it. Let's look at the Paradise House. All right, so this is the Paradise website. He spelled paradise like pear the fruit because he probably likes pear-shaped women. I'm not sure. Paradise is a community, a location, and a vibe. We are body positive, all-inclusive, and a supportive group located in Las Vegas. We run a Discord server called Paradise, and we host body positive events in a safe, welcoming, and non-judgmental environment where everyone is welcome. The Discord is open to anyone, no matter your race, size, age, 21 plus, or gender. So based off of this wording, it kind of feels like Pied Piper to me. Like, I'm a safe space. I'm this, I'm that, and but at the same time these girls are doing things for others that are harmful to themselves. So, for example, Shay practically ate herself to a point of no return and got sick and unfortunately did not survive her sickness. I think this is Shay right here. Was she the favorite, you guys? And God, my brain just goes to true crime, and I'm not trying to like, be that way, but like Shay look this is obviously an AI drawing, but Shay looked like she was the biggest one in the room basically. Look how big she is. Okay. Okay, so yes, Shay seemed like she was the largest one of the crew. Let's see if we have. Okay.
Who's the biggest player?
I thought they were gonna ask who's the biggest.
Who gets played the most? Who's the most loyal? Who's most likely to kill someone? Whose ex is the ugliest? Who's most likely to become a druggie? Who's the crybaby?
So cry if you need to, but I can't.
Who dated people under their league?
Would you love me if I was down and out?
Who can't go a week without texting their ex?
Hey, Ma, how you doing? It's your son now.
It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. But I feel like she was the biggest. If you guys don't agree, I need to see a group photo. Oh, here she is with her. All right, this is her. This is her with her boyfriend. What do you guys think? Do you think he really loves her? I'm getting a vibe. But I love love. I believe in love. He's cute though. But anyway, let's see if I can find a group photo of her. She seems like, if I'm wrong, let me know if I'm wrong. But I feel like she's the biggest in the house. Here she is bothering everybody in the house. The biggest in the house and maybe the biggest personality. It's sad. Don't you agree? Don't you agree? It feels like a Playboy Bunny mansion. Like it feels like like there. That's who this Stefan guy is trying to be. I don't know. All right, so back to Paradise. But anyway, it feels like very Pied Piper. It feels like come join us. We'll take better care of you than the rest of the world. All you have to do is just create content that is dangerous and can potentially cause you harm to your body, because what are you going to be doing? You're going to be feeding yourself a bunch of junk and making yourself fatter for men's sexual pleasures, basically. All right, news. GoFundMe for Shay. It is the greatest sadness that 24 hours ago we lost our beloved Shay. I was not prepared to get that phone call from the hospital. I had driven her. Okay, so it's the same thing from Instagram. Let's take a look at her GoFundMe. They need to raise $3,000, but let's see, because sometimes GoFundMe will like stagger it for you. It is with shattered hearts that we share the sudden and unexpected passing of Shayna, a loving family member, beautiful friend, and beloved content creator. This loss has left our family in complete shock. Shayna was deeply loved and known by many for the presence online and the connections she made with people throughout her life and her content. To know Shayna was to know somebody who left an impression on your heart. Yeah, she seems very, very, like, unforgettable to me. Like, if I met her, I'd be like, this chick is cool, sure, she's fat, whatever, but she seemed really funny to me. Like, she seemed like she had more of a personality and less of like, I'm fat. You know what I mean? Right now, our family is facing something no one is ever truly prepared for, trying to grieve while also struggling to arrange a proper goodbye for someone we loved so deeply. Shayna deserves a peaceful goodbye filled with dignity and love. We are asking to give Shayna the dignity, peace, and memorial she deserves. Donations will go towards cremation expenses, transportation and memorial costs, immediate end of life arrangements. Oh. Any amount, no matter how small, truly helps. If you're unable to donate, sharing this fundraiser and keeping Shayna's loved ones in your thoughts mean more than words can say. So sorry for your loss. Since watching Shay, she has taught me to love myself for who I am and not to worry about others. I thank her so much for that. She was an amazing, beautiful woman, and she will be missed a great deal. So the crazy thing about that is just the crazy thing about this comment in general is that Shay's content wasn't really like body positive more than it was like using body positivity as a guise for like a lot of her fetish stuff. Like if you go to her Instagram, it's really, I would say her Instagram is worse as far as like schmexual content. This is not body positive. This is practically softcore corn. So I don't understand where did you are you trying to tell me that watching a woman in a gigantic body show off basically everything but her face made you feel comfortable about who you are? Are you telling me that you only feel you only find self-worth because of male validation? Am I wording that correctly? That's what I'm getting from this comment. Sorry, Becky, but I'm just like, who paid you? Who paid you? This is a tragedy. This is a tragedy. All right, the Paradise story. What is Paradise? Learn about the community, the mindsets, the Las Vegas connection, and what makes Paradise a welcoming, body positive space online and offline. Paradise is a community, a friends group, and a mindset. Paradise is a body positive community built around friendship, confidence, acceptance, and connection. It was never carefully planned as a brand or project. It grew naturally when people started bonding through live streams, videos, shared experiences. And the simple idea that everyone deserves a safe and welcoming space. Today, Paradise exists both online and offline as a Discord community and a social circle as a gathering place in Las Vegas. Let me just stop right there. If you're like, if your main circle is like a Discord community, I feel like that's so strange to me. But maybe I'm just old or something like that. Like I agree having a separate Discord so that you can chat with like friends or fans or whatever is totally fine. But just like being purely a Discord community, we see that a lot. I see a lot of toxicity there, right? And I also see a lot of icky stuff happening in Discord. And I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. I don't think I'll have a Discord. I'm not very Discord savvy though. I've just noticed a lot of like toxic stuff happening in Discord, and I don't know. I'm good with I'm so done with tech though. Like I'm done with apps. Like I'm just good with like my texting apps. I'm good with WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger because my parents are old, and that's it. So, and then obviously YouTube. Okay, the idea is simple. All nice people are welcome to hang out. Paradise is built to be inclusive and welcoming across ages, races, genders, and sizes. It is meant to be a place where people can feel accepted, heard, and comfortable. People usually first connect through live streams, social media, or Discord. For anyone planning to visit Las Vegas, the community uses online spaces to get to know each other, exchanging ideas, talk about plans, and eventually coordinate visits in a comfortable and natural way. So I have seen from the past, and again, check the links below. These folks, Michelle McDaniels, Sam at Every Size, and Obese Beast covered the weirdness of Paradise, and Stefan. But it says talk about plans, exchange ideas, and eventually coordinate visits in a comfortable and natural way. One of the icky things that Stefan does is he doesn't coordinate visits outside of his home. He invites people directly to his house instead of like meeting somewhere in public, which I think is so strange. If you are interested in meeting people from the internet, guys, I highly recommend that you do not go to anybody's house, that you go to like a Walmart parking lot or like have dinner in public so that people can witness your interactions, so that there are cameras on your interactions, etc. Even including, especially if you're doing anything for like, if you are like picking something up from, I don't know, Facebook Marketplace. Every time that I've tried to pick up something from Facebook Marketplace, I've either taken my husband with me or I've gone to a parking lot, like a Walmart parking lot. So, but anyway, so if you're looking, Paradise is, as we've seen in the Reels and the TikToks, Paradise is a content home. So there are a bunch of girls that live there and create content and I guess keep the lights on for this guy. I don't know, Stefan. But as you can see, there is no meet the girls page or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? But what do we have? We've got a Stefan page. Stefan Willemy is the founder of Paradise. I am Stefan, originally from Germany, and born and raised in Berlin. I have been in the United States since 2004 and in Las Vegas since 2011. I run my own business and work from home in electronics and software development. Okay, so he made this website. I'm a social person and enjoy good conversation, board games, Mario Kart, Tetris. Okay, so a big fucking nerd who likes fat women. I also travel. Since moving to the US, I've visited 47 of the 50 states. I can never say no to a good road trip and seeing landmarks. During the first lockdown, I started a Discord community that has grown into an awesome online place to connect, communicate, and meet new friends. Okay. So here's some more on Stefan. Paradise 1 was first and foremost the name we used on TikTok, but the story started even earlier. During the first COVID lockdown, the world was shut down. He kind of started with, this is their first video, and he kind of just started doing like weird introductory videos. Like, you know how everybody was on TikTok when they were first, when TikTok first got popular, everybody was just kind of like into themselves, right? Or doing just like the trending ideas and reels. He was really interested in showing how to do videos, like how to make a video go viral, like how to do these wipe off videos and stuff like that, right? Do you guys remember this? This is the wipe off, wipe, and then he shows us, oh my goodness, that's actually a good one. Wipe, and then he shows us, oh my goodness. But yeah, he's a big nerd. Here he is with the gals. It says Valentine's Day fun. This is from over a year ago. There's Shay right there, and then 2 other gals. Little Charlie's Angel moment. Here is another one of his videos. Now this was a funny trend. Don't tell her it's for a TikTok and ask. If my wiener was a car, what would it be? A Porsche because it's fast and made in Germany. So basically he sent a text and yeah. Somebody said also small and compact. Oh my god. Oh shit. Here is Shay and Stefan.
Hold on.
I can't hold on. Oh my god.
Alright, so that's their dynamic. I have a feeling that she may have been the favorite. I'm not 100% though. I'm not 100%. What do you guys think? I mean, she was the biggest. Let's watch this one more time. So sorry. I don't know why. I'm sorry, Shay. This was a strange video that they had from a Halloween party. I don't know if it was from... No, it wasn't from last year. It was from 81 weeks ago. But let me know if you recognize a special guest that they have here. I don't think there's any audio, like, music-wise. But let me know if you recognize the guest. Let me know in the comments. Oh, shit.
Happy Halloween!
I like the fat Britney Spears right here.
Who's gonna be the drunkest by the end of the night? I think it's gonna be Jennifer.
I think my boyfriend is gonna be the drunkest.
Oh, okay.
Go.
I'm Mr. Skeleton, and I think that Snow Angel Cake is gonna be the drunkest.
You know who I am, and I think that.
What's his costume? I don't know. Oh, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Oh my god.
This girl right here is gonna be the drunkest by the end of the night.
I'm Patrick, and Esme is gonna be the drunkest by the end of the night.
My name's Samantha. I think Dominatrix is gonna be the drunkest.
That's Esme. What am I supposed to say? I'm Jennifer.
I honestly love this outfit. I think she really, really did it. She killed it.
I think that Esme is gonna be drunkest by the end of the night. Probably.
I'm Commander Billy, and it's gonna be Jennifer that's drunk tonight.
I'm Esme, and I think Jennifer's gonna be the drunkest.
name is Sarah, and I guess that Shay's gonna be the drunkest. End of the night. My name's Audrey, and I'm gonna be the drunkest by tonight.
Probably Audrey.
Who are you?
I'm Molly. Okay, my name's Katie, and I think
Molly seemed normal.
everybody's gonna be the drunkest except for me, so I'm gonna be sober.
Good for her. We love a sober girly.
I'm Natalie, and Audrey's gonna be the drunkest.
What is her costume? Anybody know? It's giving me evil stepsister from Shrek, but that's kind of mean.
I'm Anthony, and most like everybody else but me.
I'm T-Bug, aka a petty nigga, and I believe that K-Bug's gonna be drunk by the end of the night.
I'm Janice, your grandmother, and
She's living. Is she part of the Paradise Club? Is she making content? I'm so concerned.
I think Shay's gonna be the drunkest. Okay, I'm Angel, and I think either me or Allie is gonna be the drunkest tonight.
Right.
Yo, she was so wide. I will try to rewind.
I'm Steve, and Angel is going to be the drunkest.
Okay, hi, I'm Taylor, and I think Shay is going to be the drunkest.
Damn, you still have some time, Taylor. Don't leave this friend group. Leave the friend group, Taylor.
You're going to be...
My name.
Look who it is, you guys.
Honestly, am I an influencer?
This is Yamara, and I think the one who's gonna be the drunkest is Angel.
Listen, this is from 81 weeks ago, and we've seen where Zio's at now. It's crazy.
Am I a crazy fat bitch on the internet?
Poor gal.
She's already drunk.
I'm Jacob Style, and I don't know the answer to your other question of who's going to be the drunkest by the end of the night. Probably not me, though, because I have this and I don't want to drop it.
I'm officially changing my answer. My name is Steve, and the answer is going to be Audrey, for sure.
I'm gonna say I think Jimmy will be the drunkest by the end.
Who?
The pimp daddy over there.
Oh. Honestly, a cute couple outfit idea, and I understand why people fetishize Velma, but I also feel like it's weird because she's a cartoon. Like, she's a cartoon for kids, but I guess great outfit.
What am I doing?
That's good.
Who's gonna be the drunkest?
It's always good when you get a shot of somebody holding their own.
I'm a pimp named Jim Bob, and I predict that I'm gonna be the drunkest by the end of the night. I'm a motherfucking pimp. I'm drinking tequila.
I think Shay.
God, do you guys miss having friends? This honestly looks like so much fun, but yeah. We don't drink anymore. So that's the other thing too. Like, what happens when you turn 35 and you stop drinking alcohol? Like, we've quit for a while, but I mean, we have drinks together, like when we travel and stuff like that, but we stop drinking alcohol, we eat healthy, and then people just like don't, you know, it's hard to like keep friends around when you're like that. You definitely have to find friends who don't do that, and then you just have to find, and then on top of that, you'd have to find friends who don't do that, who want to do things that are not alcohol involved or like eating involved. So you need to be able to find friends who are comfortable with like silence or just like hanging or just like chilling. That's also difficult. It's a hard life out here for a pimp, you guys.
To be the drunkest by the end of the night.
I'm Mike, and I think Alyssa's gonna be.
Who the fuck is Alyssa? I'm
Here's our girl Shay.
changing my answer. I'm Shay, and I think Alyssa's gonna be the drunkest. Who is Alyssa?
I honestly think she's funny. Like, what a shame. What a shame that she passed. She seems like the most fun out of everybody in the house. TBH. But I'm also a little firecracker too. I'm a little dumb, you know.
I'm Art. I think the drunkest and or highest tonight is going to be Shay.
I actually think.
Right.
I think she's gonna be the drunk.
Audrey? Okay, okay.
She's like, I'm fucked up already.
See, and then here's Shay with the daddy. What's his name? Stefan. Like, I think they're dating. Like, I think they're the top, like, she's the bottom, like, the top bottom. You know what I mean?
Oh shit. Oh shit. What? Audrey is drunk.
He has a this is a huge fucking house.
Anybody tell me you're not going?
Audrey.
Yes, get in. Yes.
Audrey.
I've never been this drunk in my life.
Why?
You guys, I'm
And with that, my friends,
The trophy goes to...
Oh, fuck. That's sad.
Happy Halloween.
Damn. Okay, but did we see that Shay and Stefan in the morning were in the same room? I'm not sure if they were in the same bedroom, but if they were, I think that she's his bottom bitch. And I don't know. But all he did was post I don't know. We can't judge the way that people grieve. But I also wonder, sometimes when it comes to this type of fetish with men who are into feeding women, I feel like that's a goal. I don't know. Am I being too dark? Are we getting too dark? I feel like it's a goal. I feel like they want to see, they want the most morbidity. I don't know if that's the right word, but they want the most morbid to come out of it. We've got a couple more things to go over. Again, when it comes to this type of fetish, it's also, there is some kind of humiliation aspect that comes out of it. It adds a layer to the fetish. So like first of all, when it comes to feederism, BBW, all that jazz, the fetish, whatever, you're into the girl of size. You're into feeding that person and watching them get larger. I have a suspicion that they're also into watching them become ill, immobile, and reliant on them and being uncomfortable. And then there is the humiliation aspect behind the fetish. It is a humiliating act to see somebody not be able to like get up after eating, etc. We're gonna watch him be mainly focused on himself and watching his girls get spanked at the Heart Attack Grill because they can't finish their food. So see, he's laughing. He's always holding the camera. This girl can't even make it in between the chairs and he's filming her. So the Heart Attack Grill, if you're unfamiliar, it's this famous burger joint. They sell like greasy shit. I don't know. Hold on a second. Let's talk about burger. All right, Heart Attack Grill. It's got sexy ladies dressed as nurses. This is in Vegas. They also have one in Phoenix, by the way. Ew. Okay, so they have to be. She looks Filipina. They have to be kind of sexy, I guess. But I want to know what the Heart Attack Grill is. I don't want to know the sexy stuff. That was so weird. Okay, the Heart Attack Grill is a hospital-themed restaurant in downtown Las Vegas. Has become internationally famous for embracing and promoting an unhealthy diet of incredibly large hamburgers. Okay, so they make super big hamburgers. Customers are referred to as patients, orders as prescriptions, and the waitresses as nurses. All of those who weigh over 350 pounds are invited to unlimited free food, provided that they weigh themselves on an electronic cattle scale affront a cheering restaurant crowd. Can y'all? This is the perfect restaurant for people who of size and for people who love to watch people eat, feeders. The menu includes a single bypass burger, a double bypass burger, triple bypass burger, quadruple bypass, quintuple bypass, sextuple bypass, septuple bypass, and the octuple bypass. These dishes are ranged in weight from half a pound to 4 pounds of beef. Cheese and rice, you guys. Cheese and rice. Also on the menu are flatliner fries cooked in pure lard, which I don't really give a shit about. The coronary dog, Lucky Strike, no filter cigarettes. you give them cigarettes, alcohol, butterfat milkshakes, full sugar Coca-Cola, and candy cigarettes for the kids. Please don't bring your kid here. There are people actively acting out their fetishes in this restaurant. Disgusting. Do not bring your kids there, you fucking nasty fucks. Let's take a look at photos. I want to go to Vegas again, you guys. Can we go to Vegas, you guys? Anybody listening? Let's go to Vegas. All right, let's look at the food at the Heart Attack Grill. Yeah, here are some photos of the burgers offered at the Heart Attack Grill. They're just like giantly stacked hamburgers. They've got sexy nurses. This lady went, let's see, open link, new tab. As you can see, it is a huge burger. Meat on meat on meat on cheese on cheese on cheese on bacon on bacon on bacon on bread on bread on bread. Unhealthy for you. But let's watch him humiliate his girlfriends. So if you don't finish your high-calorie meal at the Heart Attack Grill, you will be spanked by a nurse, and she's smacking the shit out of these girls. Meow! That was a big one. Dude, that's crazy. And look at him. He is loving it. I'm getting such weird vibes from him, you guys. I really, really am. All right, here's another really weird humiliation thing that I found that Stefan participated in. If you don't agree, I don't know. To me, it just feels like he likes to, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? All right. So he's got, like, don't you think that that's a little bit humiliating? I mean, maybe, I know obviously the girls are adults and they are consenting to him putting pantyhose on their face and, like, pulling them up so that they make their face looks weird. But to me, I just look at him. I don't know. Do you guys agree that there is a humiliation aspect behind the whole feeder, BBW, fetish? And I just don't like it because it seems cruel. It seems cruel to women, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Now, let's do the Paradise YouTube channel, because I've got to show you his lives because they are so strange to me. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll through some of his lives. Can you see what I think? It's kind of weird. Where are the girls? This is the Paradise Vibes. This is the Paradise website, or the Paradise YouTube channel, right? This is a 30-minute video of him eating. Just Stefan. Now let's go to his other ones. Here's another live. Almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. Let's do it. There's one girl right there in the back. I'm just scrolling. We're 11 minutes in. We're 12 minutes in. This is 20 minutes in.
Binksy! Meow! Meow meow!
Again, Paradise is a house / community for people to feel comfortable, and like if you're BBW, like this is your spot, this is your joint, etc. And these lives are all Stefan. Now he's packing orders, he's doing his job, which is in tech or whatever. It's literally 2 hours of Stefan. So they all have pictures of the girls, most of them. This one, Paradise 1 live stream. I'm not, still mostly Stefan. There's some girls. Oh, look, it's our girl Zio. What the fuck? When was this streamed?
You even read the Bible?
This was streamed 3 weeks ago? What?
It's from Portillo's.
Yeah. Favorite Star Wars droid is R2D2.
Thought you were about the same thing. Never mind.
Star Wars?
It better be.
It shows you which one's which, yeah. With the bacon.
Single.
Oh, yeah. I guess they're back.
So is Zio out of the I'm so not caught up on Zio's life, but is she out of the hospital, out of the nursing home now?
Yes.
And now she's back
What was the name of it? With the bacon?
Single rodeo.
Oh, the rodeo burger.
It came with. It's like basically Carl's Jr. Like you know the one that comes with
Yes.
barbecue and like an onion ring.
Yeah.
And you know who has that too? Burger King.
So if you're not familiar with who Zio is, you might be familiar with this reel where she was like, "Am I an influencer?" And she's in bed in a hospital basically, and she's
Honestly, am I an influencer? Am I a crazy fat bitch on the internet? Am I a lonely lover?
DoorDash, and the hospital is like delivering their DoorDash to her. I'd be like, "Baby, you are NPO, nothing by mouth."
Oh.
But anyway, so most of the lives, I think, obviously this is a long ass video. I've been filming for almost 2 hours. I'm gonna have to do another video in general, maybe on Stefan. I'm also a little bit nervous, but again, I'll list the videos below who kind of go into deep dives on Stefan, especially Michelle McDaniel. So if you haven't watched her video, go watch her video. It is strange. The dynamic that he has and maybe some of the power that he has over these women, I'm not sure. Most importantly, I wanted to get into the light that like a house like this, BBW, feederism is a dangerous lifestyle. And, you know, I know there's nothing that I can do about consenting adults, but I can shed the light that this is a dangerous lifestyle and somebody has died and multiple people have died from participating in feederism and in BBW, and being paid basically to just gain weight, more and more and more and more weight. It's sad. It's not healthy. Being in an obese body is extremely unhealthy. This is a scary lifestyle to live. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You know, I think I need to do more. I need to do more on this household and maybe even more deep dives on some of the other feeder BBW creators in the realm. And I think maybe even Stefan. I have a feeling I just get a weird vibe from him. I do. I really, really do. You know, I gotta do some more research. But yeah, let me know what you guys think below. R.I.P. Shay. She seemed like she was a really cool chick. Unfortunate that she had to pass young and leave behind family. It sucks and it's not fair. If you stayed all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching to this very point. Go ahead and leave me a bumblebee in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, like the video if you haven't already done that. Let me know, do you think I need to do a part 2? Should I do a part on Stefan? I'm a little nervous. Like, I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.
Last day, I knew you were my pet. I wanna tell you that I love you.